JD,
Hello.
you have been working on the robot.
I have.
Just to remind listeners, last week and over several weeks really, we've been talking about voice interfaces to computers, and then what comes back seems to be going into voice as well. So Chris has been experimenting with Alexa, and he's quite happy with Alexa. He's using Alexa quite a lot, so he sort of connects with Amazon in that sort of way. And we think there should be a robot in the studio to take over the function of radio. John, you are here.
Yes,
do you want to add anything on that? Because you're the one who's spoken mostly about voice interfaces, really.
Well, I think in like the next 10 years you'll see much more sophisticated artificial intelligence. We're just at the beginning of voice interfaces. I mean, I first come across my first voice interface when I purchased a copy of Dragon Naturally Speaking for my Windows machine in 2008. That was like nearly 10 years ago. So voice interface software has come on in masses. It's come on loads in the last 10 years, I would say. So in the next 10 or 20 years, you're going to be. It's quite possible that artificial intelligence will be able to run the radio show.
Well, what will the radio show be like, though? You'll be able to say, I want a whole sequence of tunes like this, or what's going on in Extra, or whatever.
I think our lives will revolve around artificial intelligence. I don't know what way, but I think you'll gradually see it evolve to what it is now. We've only just started. You're going to be seeing self-driverless cars and all sorts. But that's my view.
So can you see a little bit more what form of radio will take? I mean, is it going to be, instead of like an FM device we know at the moment, is it going to be more like these sort of speakers that Alexa provides?
I think personally FM is going to die out, but obviously it's still going at the moment. But I think you're going to see much more online broadcasts. I do think FM is going to be dying out in the next 5 years or so.
Okay. Well, it's going to be some sort of device, a sort of speaker and listening system.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the corner of the kitchen, where the radio is at the moment, or in the car, perhaps.
Yeah.
That's mostly. Well, I think if both those things happen, there will still be radio, but you'll have to make a point of listening to it, I suppose.
Yeah.
This is Falling FM 106.8. I should mention that every so often, just in case people aren't aware that this is still FM, still going on at the moment. Well, eventually we will have a proper robot, but I think what we're going to do is work on the design of this robot. And JD, just explain a little bit more what this sound clip is about.
Well, if you play it, it's sort of explanatory.
Okay. Well, we'll try and play it then. See what happens.
I am the Wild Show robot.
Yeah, well, that seemed to work. Yeah. So that voice. Could you do that voice live, JD, or did it take a lot of production?
Yeah, a bit of technical know-how. I showed you most of it yesterday, but no, it's just a matter of
Audacity then.
It's Audacity. It's a program I use, and it's it's quite good. You can slow the voice down. I tried it on an app on my amazing machine,
Yeah.
but they're a bit slow for my taking. So that's why I went back to the old-fashioned way of doing it.
Oh, yeah, the desktop.
Yeah.
Yeah, the desktop. Well, that's what I... Yeah,
Desktop
I think
with
so. So some of us are going backwards, really, or staying where we are.
Yeah. Well, the
Yeah.
robots are going backwards. Yeah, so it didn't take me very long because I've done it before. I've done my voice, in different pictures before, so I knew exactly which way we'd go.
JD, last week we did. It might not work this week because we've got a guest coming in, but we previously thought that the robot could operate between about 10 to 11 and 10 past 11 on this show because there are maybe 3 or 4 of us in the studio, and so we could answer the phone. Somebody says what is going on in Exeter. We find the answer, and then we can voice up the answer in the voice of a robot. But that's a pretty simple system, isn't it? That we've got at the moment.
Well, I'm hoping for a robot which will climb the stairs and get me a cup of coffee and bring it downstairs for me. That's what I'm working on.
Well, that's very complicated. No, climbing the stairs, I'm afraid, is a bit...
It's on the playlist.
No, yes, it's on the list. It's on the list. But I think if we get that voice, I think... Adobe apparently are working on a Voco. I think it's called Voco, but it may not be called that when it's out.
Yes, I've heard of that. It's a very old thing, that, isn't it?
Well, they've been
It used to be called a vocoder, if I remember rightly.
Yeah,
It
but
was a sort of microphone which you had all the effects inside it, so it saves you using a computer.
well, this one does a sample of a voice, and then you hand it some text, and it reads it out in the voice. So I think once we got a robot voice that we like as a robot voice, we could, assuming their product was available, we could just type in bits and pieces, and then we'd be able to respond. The robot would be able to respond much quicker, and then eventually it will replace the radio.
I know a song which years ago which had a vocoder in it. I just had to get my brain around it, but I'll come up with it by the end of the show.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's all right. Well, that'll be today's question then.
Yes. What song?
We'll give the answer in the voice of the robot.
Yes, that's right.
Sometime.
What song am I thinking of?